Good morning, Danbury Tower, Saratoga 29172, holding short of 35 on Delta, ready for departure.
Saratoga 29172, Danbury Tower, runway 35, cleared for takeoff, left turn approved.
Cleared for takeoff, 35, left turn approved, Saratoga 29172. All right, lights, pump, full mix, and transponder's automatic. Actually, you already put it in altimeter, right? Yeah.
Emergency.
Yeah, I guess that's the requirement nowadays, even though you'd think Garmin would update their software to do that. But
That's all, that should be a part of the... I agree.
And don't forget noise canceling. $60 knots. Oh, these are the best days when you... Okay, we are clear of obstacles. Flaps coming down. And we'll go to a climb setting from a takeoff setting. .400 below pattern altitude, we'll make a turn.
Surge 955 Julie Whiskey, you said you're an executive? Alright, 5 Julie Whiskey, runway 35, taxi via Charlie Delta.
There was a air met for low-level turbulence,
yeah.
But we're right on the very edge of the zone and the end of the time, so I don't think we're going to run into it.
Danbury Tower, Cup 70293 is ready for departure runway 35, and if I could, I'd like an early turn down 26.
Alright, Cup 293, roger, you want a right turn or a left turn?
So we're going to climb to 2,500 because
293 left turn,
they'll be
turn
putting us down lower pretty shortly after that.
Takeoff, 293.
And you've got air vents on the floor.
29172, contact
You want them to be off?
126.4, good flight, sir.
Over to New York on 126.4 for 29172. No, just be comfortable. Know that you can adjust them.
I did actually.
Okay.
Victor, Quebec, Bravo, India, Juliet, maintain 210 knots if you're not doing that.
Now we're going to go to an en route climb setting.
TBM 1 November X-ray, turn right heading 280 and advise the airport in sight. November 6544 Tango, what is your on-course heading? Okay, are you on course now? Alright, roger that. Just make sure you stay outside of the Bravo, please.
New York approach, Saratoga 29172, level 2,500.
Saratoga 29172, near departure, ident please. Westchester altimeter 29907.
29907 and ident for 29172.
Saratoga 29172, radar contact 5 miles north of the Carmel VOR. The altimeter is 2997, and what's your plan today? You want to do the Skyline route?
Yeah, I'll go over to Tappan Zee and request Skyline South.
Alright, 172, you're cleared into the Bravo 2,000 feet as requested via the Tappan Zee Bridge.
2,000 feet, cleared into the Bravo via Tappan Zee, 29172.
Number 299, Mike Bravo, I think that was you. Just verify you're leaving 2,500.
Easy enough. So, to make life simple, I sync my heading bug up, fly the heading, hold the altitude, We'll keep this till we get to the Tappan Zee. We'll drop down 2,000.
November 6 Tango Romeo, your traffic's no factor. You can send down to 2,000
Life
now.
becomes easy.
299 Mike Bravo, turn right heading 330. 101 November X-ray, clear visual approach runway 34, contact Westchester Tower 118.57. See you later. And 1 November X-rays, maintain 180 knots until a 5-mile final, please.
And if you'd like to fly, I can take it off autopilot.
No, it's fine. It's good.
And advise when you have the airport in sight.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's how Bjorn got me into flying.
Oh, yeah?
He once leveled it, put it on cruise. Very stable.
Bravo, India, Juliet, traffic 10 to 11 o'clock, 10 miles.
That's the old IBM Solmers complex with the pyramids on the top.
Okay.
It's closed now.
Okay.
It's been sold to a Brazilian investment company that's going to convert it into mixed-use space.
8 miles.
But I had an office in there for many years.
Falcon Jet.
And then down in Armonk for many more years.
Endeavor 3306, turn right heading 210.
That used to be the headquarters of all the divisions. So not corporate headquarters, but software group, hardware group, storage group.
All of them.
Except research. All of them, except research and credit. They had different buildings in a different town.
So what is the Brazilian company doing there now?
Apparently they bought it. It's 100 and some acres up there, and they're going to develop it into what's called mixed-use space. So there's going to be businesses, doctors' offices, you know, office space, maybe small shops or stores or you know, and then some sort of residential. But I have no idea if he's going to tear them down or if they're going to, you know, use the buildings. The buildings are pretty old, 30 plus years old. But the pyramids, well, the whole complex was designed by I.M. Pei, who did the pyramid on the Louvre.
Vivek Bravo, India Juliet, reduce speed to 180, fly present heading, vector for your sequence.
So we have a visual on the Tappan Zee.
Yeah.
I haven't put in any courses or anything like that because it'll be totally you know, visual flight today.
9 Mike Bravo, contact departure 118.17, 1817.
So we are headed over the town of Bedford in Mount Kisco, New York.
Yeah.
And my residence is on one of those hills just to the left of this reservoir.
Okay.
Up on the top, we have nice sunset views and quiet little neighborhood 50 miles from Manhattan.
18.57. So long.
I won't buzz our house. I won't buzz my house.
Maintain 2,000. Number 29172, change my frequency 120.8.
Over to you on 120.8 for 29172.
Jet Center 769, near approach, advise Zeta Romeo, Westchester altimeter 2997.
Picking it up now, 907, Jet Center 769.
Number 976 Tango Romeo, contact LaGuardia radar 126.05.
LaGuardia 6 Tango.
Endeavor 3306, turn right direct LaGuardia VOR, then outbound heading 270.
Check LaGuardia VOR, outbound 270, Endeavor 3306.
Victor, Quebec, Bravo, India, Juliet, fly heading 180 now, vector to final.
Heading 180, Victor, India, Juliet.
New York approach, Cessna 757 Alpha Delta.
Technically, I need to tell him that I'm with him on this frequency. So.
Altimeter 299.
I'm waiting for you to do that.
2997,
To get an entry.
Approach 29172 is with you on 0.8.
29172, thanks. Endeavor 3306, contact approach 134.9er, good morning.
349, Endeavor 3306, yeah.
Approach JetBlue 731, 9,000 for 8,000 X-ray.
Sikorsky 780 Papa, near approach, proceed as requested. The altimeter is 2997 and 8 is the Romeo.
This is a altitude pre-select, so I can go in and tell it that the barometric pressure is closest to
8.5 down to 8. We have
3.
JetBlue 731,
The altitude I want to go to is going to be 2,000 feet.
But I'm assuming you want the R.
And the vertical speed I want to use is 500 feet per
That
minute.
would be perfect then, right now.
And as soon as I press both of those buttons at the same time, this will take over and control the altitude. It'll take it down and level it out.
And the altimeter is 2998.
Actually, we can take the expressway visual. That's perfectly fine. JetBlue 731.
And the other nice thing about flying a heading bug is you just turn it to where you want to go, and
Juliet, maintain 180 knots. Actually, you know what? Reduce speed to 160 knots now, please.
160 knots, India, Juliet.
780 Papa, contact Westchester Tower 118.57. Have a good one.
Over to tower, 1857.
November 44 Tango, additional traffic, 12 o'clock, 3 miles northbound, climbing at a 3,100 feet, the type is unknown.
44 Tango, looking, no joy.
Blue Street 5384, 4504.
Blue Street 5384, near approach, turn left heading 260, vector to final, descend to maintain 3000.
Left 260, 3000, Blue Street 5384.
7 Alpha Delta, traffic, 12 o'clock, 8 miles, westbound at 6,000 feet, a Pilatus.
Copy that, looking out for the traffic, 7 Alpha Delta.
Juliet, turn right heading 280, advise the airport.
Okay, heading 280, we're visual of the airport, India Juliet.
Bravo India Juliet, cleared visual approach, runway 34.
Just confirm Victor India Juliet, cleared a visual for 34.
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Number 44 Tango, your traffic's climbing at a 3,700 feet now northbound. You're going to pass behind them, no factor.
44 Tango, thank you.
JetBlue 731, descend to maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, JetBlue 731.
Victor, Quebec, Bravo India Juliet, maintain, I guess I gave you 160. Maintain 160 to a 4-mile final, please. Contact Westchester Tower, 118.57.
Okay, 160 to 4, that's not a problem. And 18
To our left is the city of White Plains and the White Plains Airport.
Yep.
To the right, you should be able to see the concrete domes of the Indian Point Nuclear Power Station on Peekskill.
JetBlue 731.
Yep, I see them.
Fly heading 180, vector to final, and good rate down to 4,000 if you can, please.
180 heading, good rate down, no problem, JetBlue 731.
Blue Street 5384, descend to maintain 2,000, then reduce speed to 180.
Done 2000, then speed 180, Blue Street 5384.
Tango, that traffic's right in front of you, 4,500 feet. Do you know what type aircraft that is?
Looks like a Mooney to me.
All right, thanks.
Approach Mooney 3663 Hotel is climbing to 5,500 en route to Barnes, looking for advisory.
Was that 3663 Hotel?
Affirmative, 3663 Hotel to Mooney.
Mooney 3663 Hotel, squawk 0220. Mooney 3663 Hotel, squawk 0220.
0220. Good morning, New York, Cherokee 3832, climbing out of 1800.
Number 38331, your departure, radar contact 2 miles east of the Westchester Airport. What is your destination and what are you climbing to?
Martha's Vineyard and then 7.5 when able, 3832.
All right, let me take a look here. 331. All right, yeah, you can start your climb up. Go to 75 now. That's fine.
Okay, out of 2 for 7.5, 3832.
JetBlue 731, turn
Once
right.
we're over the water, we'll begin our descent to 2,000, and I'll give him a call if he doesn't pick us up.
Hotel, radar contact 8 miles northeast of Westchester Airport. What are you climbing to Bravo Alpha Fox?
Leveling at 5,500.
All right. Kronos 777, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000, Kronos 777.
Issue 5384, advise the airport in sight.
All right.
Airport's in sight, Blue Street 5384.
Blue Street 5384, square your base.
Should
for final
start descending.
Please, clear visual approach.
There we go.
34.
All right, we'll square the base, clear for the visual, 34, Blue Street 5384.
Jet Setter 769, fly heading 170, vector to final, descend to maintain 2,000.
Heading 170 down to 2,000, Jet Setter 71.
Jet Setter 769, you got traffic climbing in front of you. 12 o'clock, 6 miles eastbound of Cherokee out of 2,500 now, my control.
That's us.
We're looking.
Cherokee 331, traffic off your left, 9 o'clock, 5 miles southbound of Learjet, descending out of 3 for 2. It's going to pass below you.
3832, we're looking.
Blue Street 5384, contact Westchester Tower, 118.57. Good morning.
1857, Blue Street 5384.
And we should start leveling out. Yep, it's already reduced our descent rate to 300 feet.
Mooney 63 Hotel, traffic 12 o'clock, 4 miles southbound, also at 5,500 feet to Cessna.
Looking for the traffic 302.
Cessna 7 Alpha Delta, traffic 3 o'clock, 3 miles northeastbound of Mooney at 5,500 feet.
There we go.
Copy that, looking out for the Mooney at 65, 7 Alpha Delta.
New York approach, Saratoga 29er 1772 is at the Tappan Z 2,000 feet.
29172, thanks. Just continue southbound down the Hudson, and LaGuardia Tower should take the handoff on you here in about 8 miles.
Roger, thanks. 29172.
Jet Setter 769, reduce speed to 180.
Photo 180, Jet Setter 769.
This crane is one of the largest in the world, and the Fluor Construction Company owns it.
Contact approach.
And it's allowed them to build longer spans, reducing construction time and engineering costs. And it literally was in Oakland, and they brought it through the Panama Canal to bring it over for this project.
They finished it in pretty good time.
Yeah, it's still going. It's not done.
When you're going to go overhead
This
the
fall,
airport
the other
today,
lane
there's
should
so
open.
much traffic from the southwest.
It's only open one direction.
Yeah.
Roger that.
What a gorgeous day.
King Air 18471, switch you for white
A little bit of bounce and wobble, but not too bad.
18471, New York approach under the right downwind for runway 34, ATIS Romeo, altimeter 2997.
Roger, 471.
JetBlue 731, JetBlue, turn right direct LaGuardia VOR, then outbound heading 270.
All right, right, turn direct to LaGuardia VOR and outbound 270, heading JetBlue 731.
Mooney 63 Hotel, your traffic's no factor, contact approach 124.07.
124.07 for 63 Hotel, thanks.
See ya.
I always wanted to do this route, but I did not know how to do it.
All
So
right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Jet Setter 769, do you have the airport or the shoreline in sight?
Affirmative, Jet Setter 769.
Jet Setter 769, turn your base at the Connecticut shoreline, clear visual approach runway 34.
Okay, clear the base of shoreline, clear for the visual 34, Jet Setter 769.
Chronos 777, contact approach 127.6.
I have hand flown it a few times,
276, see you across.
and
Yeah.
although it's easy to do, it does take away your ability to really enjoy.
Enjoy the, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
So if you can see this red and white,
172, traffic 12 o'clock, 6 miles northbound up the Hudson River, a helicopter at 1,500 feet.
negative contact looking, 29172.
Jet Setter 769, contact west.
That red and white tower down there is called the Alpine Tower. It's in Alpine, New Jersey, and that's the first visual reporting point if you were doing the VFR corridor below us.
Okay.
The next one is George Washington Bridge.
JetBlue 731, thanks for the good try. We'll see you later.
Yeah, buddy, see ya.
So there's the helicopter coming in on the traffic,
Yeah, I see that too.
but I don't visually see him. Usually 2 miles.
Yeah.
You know, anything
6
over
miles is 5 miles is too much.
Yeah.
Circle 172, that helicopter is just orbiting there, just about a mile north of the George Washington Bridge there, 1,500 feet.
Still negative contact, but we're still looking, 29172.
All right, the tower is talking to them, so as soon as I can switch you over, you know, you'll be on the same frequency.
Roger that, 29172.
New York, Navo 59 Joe Charlie, with you at 6.5.
Bravo 59 Juliet Charlie, New York approach, ATIS Romeo at Westchester, the altimeter is 29908.
908, we have Romeo, 59 Joe Charlie.
November 6544 Tango, contact approach 12, actually, you know what, just stay with me for a little while.
44 Tango.
Saratoga 172, contact LaGuardia, radar 126.05, 2605.
Over to LaGuardia on 2605 for 29172. Excellent.
LaGuardia, Liberty 11, Tor Alpha.
Liberty 11 Alpha, approved, LaGuardia altimeter 29908. You got company at your 5 o'clock and just behind you there, northbound. And another tour up by the GW South on 1000.
Liberty 11's looking for that traffic on the north GW.
LaGuardia Tower, Saratoga 29172, level 2,000 feet.
And Liberty 10, I'm sorry, what's your? Match 23, traffic south of Lincoln, 2 northbound tours. The first one's an Alpha.
Okay. LaGuardia, Liberty 1 with you on the Alpha.
Liberty 1, Alpha approved, LaGuardia altimeter 299er, and company heads also on an Alpha. You got another tour beam, Columbia southbound 1500, and there's a Cherokee Christian Seneca up by Englewood Cliff southbound 2000.
Alright, we're looking for the airplane, and I got the one coming southbound, Liberty 1.
And LaGuardia Tower, Saratoga 29er 172 is with you, 2000.
And match 23, looking to check out?
Yes, sir. Just about to call you. We're ready for checkout.
Match 23, leaving the Bravo. Hudson exclusion register, terminating squawk 34, free chain, good day.
Not sure he's on this frequency.
And who was calling?
Saratoga 29er 172 is level 2000.
And Seneca 29er 172, LaGuardia Tower, continue southbound, maintain 2000. LaGuardia altimeter 29er and 99er, and how far south are you going on the river today?
29er, 99er, and we'll go down just north of the Verrazano Narrows and turn around and come back up.
Roger.
Liberty 11 for the checkout. Have that southbound traffic type. I'll follow behind them.
And Liberty 11 approved. Additional check Seneca by GW southbound 2000, leaving the Bravo.
LaGuardia Airport over there.
Squawk 34, free chain, good day.
VFR for Liberty 11.
Teterboro over there.
Yep, see that Teterboro, LaGuardia, Kennedy should be somewhere there.
One, leaving the Bravo, Hudson exclusion.
Way off in the distance.
Yeah. 34, free chain, good day.
I'm going to switch to see ya.
But when you put glide advisor on,
Yeah,
you're not making it, very far.
yeah,
That circle right there is
right.
Yep.
We are in the TFR right now, the stadium.
No TFR at the moment. It's this evening from 6 p.m. on. Okay, I see a helicopter up there. Below us, that's okay.
This will be an amazing visual on the camera. I can't wait to see my own the recording. I actually flew over this at around 4,500 when I was going to Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Trenton Robinson at Robbinsville, or one of these airports.
If you're crisp on the radio and you're following protocol and,
easier. Much easier.
They really take care of you.
Yeah.
They really do.
Only once I've had a scare when I could not get contact with an airliner, Delta, and they had to do an RA, 300 feet. That was my only once. I was going up to Penridge in Pennsylvania, and solo. I kept looking, I just couldn't find the aircraft. And I've seen that video again and again and again.
probably around 10 o'clock or so. You want to add an extra half an hour to it, we'll go up the river and fly over Polypel Island. Polypel Island was the home to the very first military surplus dealer, I want to say back in the 1800s somewhere.
Okay.
And he had a big warehouse. Apparently he was an immigrant, and he started off rowing a boat around New York Harbor, collecting old scraps of rope and rebraiding them into better, longer ropes. And rope was quite expensive at the time, and he made some money and kept investing.
Approved LaGuardia altimeter 29er.
And
a GW,
wow.
Southbound.
There was a single crossing right behind us.
And you got north of the GW, southbound torque up to 1,500, also followed by another helicopter altitude engage 1,100.
All right, got the first two in sight. We're looking for the other one.
Just yeah, there he is.
Liberty 1, you got a company model.
He's on both systems, but
Roger that. Then Liberty 1 will just take the check out here.
Anyhow,
leaving the Bravo, Hudson exclusion.
He somehow started a military surplus business, and I think it was after the Civil War. He bought up tons and tons of cannons and uniforms, and you name it. He could outfit a whole army. And once the city of New York realized that he was sitting on a warehouse full of black powder in Brooklyn, they said, "Wait a minute, you blow up half the city." So he went upriver, bought this island, built a castle on it because he was Scottish or of Scottish descent, and European family members would tease him that America had no architecture of any merit. So he built a castle, and foreign ships would come here and come up the Hudson and buy everything for their armies and sail back away. And
very interesting.
Somewhere in the early 1900s it blew up, and so it's just a shell of a castle left, but it makes a good flyby and it'll be good for your video.
Yeah.
So we are actually still under the Bravo.
Yeah.
The floor is 3,000.
And LaGuardia, Liberty 11 is looking for the checkout. I have that southbound traffic over the GW.
So I think just...
And Liberty 11 approved, leaving the Bravo, Hudson exclusion, range of termination.
What I was going to propose is we fly up here past Peekskill.
Okay.
We'll avoid flying directly over the nuclear power plant, just to avoid that no loitering far. And we'll come back over the river, and we'll come down, go up to Stewart, we can get rid of that. We'll come down again about this height, or maybe above 1,000 feet.
Okay.
We'll talk to Stewart Tower, just let them know we're going to cut through the very edge of their delta. And I'll put Polypel Island just out on the right-hand side of the plane, and you can see it and take pictures if you want. And then from there, we'll climb up and head back toward Danbury. And if you'd like to fly, you can do it now or after or any point in between.
Sure. How far is the Sokan Reservoir from the island?
It's up, I think, past Kingston, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So that'd be another 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
You want to go up there?
I mean, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what, why don't I get us past Polypel, and you take pictures and enjoy that. And once we've checked out of Stewart's airspace, why don't you take it and navigate up to the reservoir?
Okay.
All right.
There's some traffic ahead of us.
2,000 above us about?
Yeah.
Yep. We are right in the kind of
the approach,
straight in approach. Depending, well, but they probably, with the winds today, they probably wouldn't be coming in this way. But for White Plains,
right?
Have you gone in and out of White Plains at all?
Yes, I did.
Yep, that's a good one to practice in.
Actually, I did plane transport for Tony.
Ah, okay.
So I brought in a plane for him. But it was an interesting day because Tony had to go around on ATC instructions on conflict with a landing airliner, and the ATC bugged it up really bad.
Wow.
In fact, she was, I think, relieved because her supervisor apparently came and started maneuvering stuff.
Yep.
I'll never forget that.
I have been told that White Plains ATC is kind of a training ground for the New York City folks because it's so intense. It's a great proving ground, and you don't have to relocate someone to move them from White Plains to
a lower intensity to a higher one. Yeah.
Well, and you don't have to pay to move somebody across the board.
Number 1590, so 6 Southwest inbound November.
Hotel landing on South Central and risk number 2, company traffic 3 to the northwest.
Traffic should be around 2 o'clock, 2,000 above us.
Should be almost in front of the wing somewhere.
Inbound 90.
I don't see it.
No, I don't see it.
But it's over 3 miles away, so there it is. Little tiny speck in the blue between the clouds up there, right?
Yeah,
right
I see it.
The wing. Yep. Okay, we're gonna go over the part of Westchester County here, so I'm gonna go ahead and climb back up.
Yeah.
Just do a slow en route climb so we don't have to do a big power setting change. This is my cruise setting. We're running about 58% power. I'm burning about 12 gallons an hour. We get about 120 knots. And that's typically how I travel, slow, efficient. If we want to burn up around 15, 16, I can bring that up to about 135 knots. So if you're in a hurry or whatever, you just want to go faster.
This is good.
Yeah. But most of our flying, it's a lot about the journey as much as
you have to enjoy that, right? I mean, the whole point is that.
There are times when it's like, okay, there's a front moving in, and we should be in 30 minutes before it, but if I put up the power, I'll be in 45 minutes before it. That probably makes sense. Let me do it.
Right.
But generally speaking, I enjoy being up in the air, so I don't mind flying 10 knots slower.
Yeah.
This plane will hold about 800 pounds of passengers and stuff with full tanks.
Nice.
But full tanks is a little over 7 hours endurance, so I don't always often fly with full tanks.
You don't need to.
The human body doesn't really want more than 7 hours in this plane, so.
We're not designed that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a traffic coming in.
Yeah, I think I see it. I see something up here. Yep, that's it. 200 feet below us.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. So you'll get a good view of West Point.
Tower 509. Do you mind if we take it down, Travis?
And you'll get a good view of Polypal and Newburgh, and then I'll let you do the flying after that.
What is the castle or the island called again?
The island itself is called Polypal.
Polypal.
And the man, oftentimes it's referred to as Bannerman's Castle because the name of the individual is Bannerman.
I see.
The actual island itself is called Polypal. So if you see the gap in the mountains this direction,
right,
that's what we're headed for.
Yes.
The gap over here is the Bear Mountain. You've heard of Bear Mountain and the Bear Mountain Bridge. And that's a state park. And a very beautiful area to go hiking and driving. And one of the FDR Make Work projects after the Great Depression was a number of roads in this area.
Right.
And one is, it kind of starts from the Bear Mountain, it goes up, it's called the Storm King Highway.
Uh-huh.
And the hill on the left up here that we're headed toward is called Storm King Mountain. And there's, if you ever want to take your car out on a nice, windy, picturesque, gorgeous kind of
that's the place?
Driver's road, that's the place.
What is it called again?
Storm King Mountain Highway, or Storm King Highway.
Storm King Mountain Highway. Okay. I should remember this at 8:41 on this video. We have talked about this.
And I can drop it to you in a note if you need a reminder.
Thank you. That's the power plant?
That's it. It's now shut down. Or I believe it's scheduled to shut down. I'm not sure if it's off-grid yet or not, but it's scheduled to. It's built in the 50s, so it's a huge maintenance headache.
Right.
And unfortunately, once it does shut down, it will be for probably a century or more still a disposal site. So local residents are thrilled it's shutting down because there are usually once every year or so some sort of radioactive steam leak or some other problem.
Wow.
If you look out over Westchester, you see a lot of these reservoirs.
Yeah.
They're all man-made back in the 1800s. As New York City grew, it ran out of water. And so they came up on both sides of the river and built a series of reservoirs all the way up to the Catskills.
Yeah.
They're connected by aqueducts.
Yeah.
And all done before the turn of the century. It's amazing.
Amazing. It's really amazing how they thought through of all this. I mean, the infrastructure in this place is incredible. So I used to have my check ride in Cobalt. Not used to, but just once.
Cobalt?
Cobalt.
Yeah, it's great. By the way, great restaurant there.
Yeah, Nouveau Cafe.
If we were going to fly lunchtime, I'd say let's go there for lunch.
Yeah. So, but it's a tough strip to land. It's like 50 feet wide and trees, both thresholds.
What I found when I was student pilot and in the phase that you're in is I never could put the nose wheel right on the white stripe until I started going in and out of those fields. You got no choice. Put it right in the center, right?
Yes, and that's what you do.
And when you land in a 75-foot wide runway, it's like, sure, you can. You've got every extra space in the world. But yeah, I love Cobalt. I won't go in there with much of a crosswind.
Yeah.
And I won't go in there with real heavy, I won't go in there gross on a hot day. I want extra climb to get above the trees. But the runway itself, the length of it and the condition of it are actually really quite reasonable. It's just that narrowness and finding it's kind of a pain in the neck. This plane, you can come in at 80 knots instead of 60 in a typical four-seater. So at first it's a lot more intimidating. That 20 knots is a big change. It's hard to get used to.
10 minutes after.
So that hill and the land area there to the left of the bridge is Bear Mountain State Park.
Right.
We actually had our wedding reception there.
Oh, nice.
Many decades ago, it seems. And then you're beginning to see the Catskill Mountains straight ahead.
Right.
As we get up closer in between, actually, if you look at this gap in the hills and you see a tiny landmass protruding from the left-hand slope of the hill, that's Polypel Island.
I see.
So we're going to come over this area. We'll drop down to 1,000 feet. We'll call Newberg, ask them for a little, we could actually do it without going through their space, but it's good to talk to them.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of go up the river around 1,000. I'll bank the plane pretty good as we pass the island, so you can look down into the old castle. And then we'll head toward the reservoir from there.
It's also getting close to West Point, so always
actually,
good to...
you can see West Point.
Yeah.
It is right before the hills.
Yeah.
The little village of Cornwall, and then right now West Point is just coming above the hills on this side of the river. You're beginning to see it.
Right.
The buildings down by the water, right before the river turns.
Yeah.
The area to the right, the low marshy area. When you get up there, you see a bunch of canals cut through it. And I don't remember what era it was. Early 1900s, I think. Somebody thought they could grow rice on the Hudson River, and so they came up and made a big rice plantation. And it wasn't the right climate. It just didn't work. But
they tried at least.
It's a good try, right? So I think the best thing to do for you to see West Point is I'll go a little further to the right, and then I can bank a little bit as we get up close, and you can maybe shoot down in.
I still remember 2 years ago, as I was learning. So I started learning October of 2016.
Yep.
And I remember around this time of the year.
I just shut off the autopilot.
So I had gone up there in the air with Tony after a while, maybe a month or two. And I could not recognize any of the landscape because the foliage was back.
Yep.
Incredible. I couldn't. I'm like, what the hell happened here?
I really admire the guys that trained back when it was just all a VOR.
I know.
And I get it. I can follow a VOR to get to something I recognize and take a vector and I can get around. But boy, the GPS has made life so easy.
Unbelievable.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little cross-controlled so I can tip it for you.
Yeah, great view. Terrific. Thank you.
Okay.
I got it.
Stewart Tower, Saratoga 29172 with request.
29172, Tower.
We're just, I don't know, about 5 miles south of you over the Hudson River, requesting a transit through your class Delta on just the very eastern edge at or below 1,500 feet.
172, transition approved, altimeter 3003, Stewart landing and departing 27, no traffic.
Roger that. Thanks for the altimeter, and we'll call you when we're exiting to the north. Let me tip it again?
Oh, it's fine. Great. I actually have a friend from my MBA, from West Point. I'll send him some pictures. He'll be thrilled.
905 November, Bravo, Stewart, ground.
If you do this, and you have a westerly wind,
yeah,
you'll come through this pass and you'll just get a little funny.
Yeah, wobbly.
Or sometimes you'll get it tumbles over.
Yeah. The updraft can sometimes be really weird.
It's actually worse here. It'll be it probably is initial drown draft.
Right.
So you'll come through and you'll be pushed down. It's like, oh my God, the water's coming up. And it's usually never a safety issue. It's just something to think about.
Runway 27, taxi to the hotel, altimeter 3003.
But it's smooth today.
Oh, that's the island?
Yep. You can see the castle on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I see the shell. You're right. Oh wow, what a great picture I got just now.
Oh, you see this road cut out of the hillside?
Yeah.
And down here, you can see it?
Oh, this is the one?
That's Storm King Highway.
Oh, beautiful. Oh wow, I need to come here.
They actually close it in the winter. It really doesn't go anywhere, but it's a gorgeous drive.
I can imagine.
Okay, so.
Wow. I actually see the castle.
The house in the middle is where they lived. The castle was the depot.
Yeah.
And the diagonal structures there, they've just gone in to stabilize it because it was falling down.
Right,
you can see he built a moat.
Yeah, I see that.
For the ships to dock in.
Yeah.
And got to be quite a rich man selling military surplus.
So the castle actually blew up.
It actually blew up, yeah. And then over the decades, people would sneak onto the island and they'd find old cannonballs and they would, scavenge stuff. So there's really not much left there other than the ruins, but very cool place. Newburgh Airport, you can just see the hangars of it over the hill. You can't quite make out the runways.
Right.
Great place to come and practice. You could do 5 touch and goes on their main runway. It's what is it, 15,000 feet long? Something like that?
Yeah.
Like almost 3 miles long?
Right.
Okay, so we've actually never entered Newburgh's airspace.
We're just on the edge.
Yep. But I'm going to go ahead and put in some more power and we'll go up, get some altitude, and I'll hand it back over to you.
I'll have to pull my seat up.
Sure.
To be accessing the rudders.
You need me to put the nose down? You got it? Okay.
Throttle is this one?
Yeah. Yep. And let's see, let me get it trimmed for you.
Yeah. And we are climbing?
We are climbing, I'd say go up 3,000, 3,500, you're at 1,300 feet. And there's no real obstacles around other than the hills to your right, but go ahead and keep it on a climb. I'm going to get rid of the ground clutter. Just get that, you don't need the roads and stuff, just want to see that delta. But if you dip the wing on this side and then look out, you can see that monster runway. In fact, you'll hear small planes coming in saying, requesting a midfield landing, because they just don't want to taxi for half a day. Okay, we're 25 squared, 25 inches manifold, 2,500 RPM, and 19 gallons an hour. That's a typical climb speed, or climb power setting, excuse me.
And what rate do you climb? 500, 700, 800?
Really,
905 November Bravo is ready.
Really depends on the weight of the plane. So you're going 110 knots and climbing 700 feet a minute. If you needed to really climb, you could bring it back to 80 knots and probably climb 1,200 feet a minute right now. So it all depends on what you need in terms of,
You want left-hand traffic back for 27?
you know, where you're going, how fast you want to get there, how fast you need altitude.
Okay, left-hand traffic, thanks.
And if you need trim,
That's Poughkeepsie out there?
that is Dutchess County Airport. Yeah, actually they've changed the name. It's what now? Hudson Valley Regional Airport.
Really?
If you need trim, you've got a trim hill here, there. Yep. $2,400, 500 feet to go, roughly.
Okay, 2 proceed on Alpha.
What is the stall speed on this?
49 knots, dirty. Newburgh Tower, Saratoga 29172. We're climbing and departing to the north.
172, roger, fix change approved, and for flight following, you contact New York approach 132.75.
13275 for flight following, and frequency change approved. Thank you so much for your help today. What do you say, 13275?
Yeah, 13275.
Don't need it now, but on the way back we might pick it up to do that approach if we have time and feel like it. And you are now above Dutchess County airspace, so that next ring here you don't need to worry about.
Yeah.
And your choice, you want to take it up to 3,500?
Yeah.
Let's see, we
are 3,200 climbing.
We are more or less eastbound based on the magnetic north, so that's 3,500 is fine. Have you taken the controls of this or Bjorn's before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not this one.
Well, as far as I can tell, they fly pretty much the same.
Same, yeah. Bjorn's, yes.
We've both flown each other's.
Yeah, Bjorn, yeah.
He's the only guy I trust to say, hey, your plane's in the shop, and I know you're addicted to flying. Here's a set of keys. Go fly. If you want the plane, just take it. He is a consummate pilot. He is an incredibly competent individual, obviously.
Very. And very methodical.
Yeah. Yep.
He doesn't mess around.
And typically in these months leading up to summer, I don't fly it enough. I mean, I'd like to get it run the engine every week if I could, but all right, I'm going to pull you back down to a cruise power setting.
Okay.
So we're going to go 21 inches and 2200 RPM. And that should bring us down to about 12 gallons an hour and 120 knots. And you'll probably need nose-up trim after that power change. So, if you ever want to take your wife on a fantastic, good weather, outdoors dining experience, let me get my bearings here. On this ridge, I think kind of over there with the high point where you see three little staggered steps going up. Yep. There's a old turn-of-the-century resort, Catskills type resort, although it's not quite.
What is it called?
It's called the Mohawk Mountain House.
Mohawk Mountain House.
And you can go up there and buy a day pass and go in and park, and you can hike the grounds. You can sit on the various lawn chairs that are all scattered out and around the lake. All kinds of riding. If you want to, you can go horse and buggy riding. You can, there's there's different hiking trails, climbing trails. You can climb up to that ridge and stand and go up in a little observation tower and look out over this land. And then around noon, you go into the dining hall, and it's this fantastic all-you-can-eat buffet. Just in this old wood paneled, 250-seat dining hall. And you can just imagine the people coming up by train and by carriage in the 1800s to get out of the city and spend their summer up there, the wealthy. Anyhow, it's a good day trip. It's right up above the city of New Paltz, where there's a big state university of New York. We were just up there on a college visitation with my eldest son. How old are your kids?
23 and 19.
Okay, so you're already there.
Yeah. In fact, the younger one is home, so that makes it good. The older one is coming tonight.
So you're going to want to fly about, 20 degrees left to go toward the reservoir. You can start to just see it at the base of the hills up there, a tiny little blue sliver.
Yes.
How's the temperature? You good?
Yeah.
I can take away a little of the air, and that wouldn't hurt you?
Good, yeah.
Just going to slow down the above air.
Yeah.
Just a touch. Outside temperature is 40 degrees.
You said 20 left?
Yeah, I'd say so. I would say if you fly a heading of maybe 350. Want, we can. So this set of avionics is interesting. There's the moving map.
Right.